Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl and this is Your Journey Yoga. Thank you for joining me today. And today we are going to spend some time giving a little TLC to our feet and our toes. So oftentimes, guys, we don't give that TLC to our feet. And I'm telling you, these are some of the most worked parts of our bodies that there are. So if you have a really active job or you're really active as far as running, cycling, doing yoga, playing sports, anything, guys, walking. So a lot of times, particularly with this quarantine, lots of walking going on. I know in our neighborhood, it's crazy. I think the numbers of people has probably 10 times as many people out walking, which is wonderful, getting people out and moving. But sometimes I had a lot of people telling me that they're dealing with plantar fasciitis, that they're really having trouble with the arches of their feet, that their shins are really sore all the time. Well, when you increase your activity from a little bit to all the time, yeah, your feet are going to respond. So we want to give some time and some love to those feet. So joining me, top of your mat or anywhere, it really doesn't matter, anywhere you'd like to be on your mat. And we're going to have those feet just hip width apart. Making sure that we're standing nice and tall, posture is good. And I just want you to notice your feet against the earth. And we're going to slowly rock forward, keeping the heels down, just a shift of our weight forward. Maybe you might just start to feel a little stretch in your calves. You feel how it engages your core. Our posture is still nice and tall, and we shift our weight back and lift our toes. So how high can you lift your toes? You can peek down and look. Now slowly shift your weight forward again. This time we're going to lift our heels just a teeny bit. And we're going to start to activate some different muscles throughout the body, but particularly in those feet and through the legs. Now shift your weight back to your heels. Lift your toes. I want you to lift them as high as you can lift them. Now I want you to spread them. And if you spread your fingers at the same time, it will help you to spread your toes. Now slowly shift some weight forward. Keep those toes spread and lift your heels. Now we can start to lift those heels really high, allowing those arms to just be heavy and long. No tension in the neck, the shoulders, the arms. We are strong through our core. We're finding a focal point out in front of us. We are engaging those legs. Now slowly releasing heels back to the mat. We still have space between those heels. We rock back. Keep that space. Spread your fingers, helps to spread your toes. Now place the pinky toes to the mat on each foot. It helps if you work with your fingers. I don't know why, but they're tied together. Now that second toe, place it down. We're still trying to put space between those toes. Doesn't have to be pretty, guys. Don't even look down. We're just trying to create that space. Middle toe. Fourth toe. And all 10 toes, plant them into the mat. I want you to feel the strength in your quadriceps as you lift those knees up towards your hips. Breathe, shoulders are still soft. Find the breath. Connect the sole of the feet to the earth. Now slowly, slowly, we are going to roll to the outsides of our feet. Now this nice stretch through the outer ankle. Now slowly, slowly plant those feet back, lift your toes, spread them, and place them back to the mat. Now slowly, a little bit knock-kneed, and we're going to roll to the inside. So we're just activating and we're feeling what's going on. Not the most comfortable place. And then we're rolling back out. But I want you to feel the inside and the outside of your foot, at the ball of your foot and at the heel of the foot. Breathe. Once again, rise. As you are high on those toes, spin your toes in and turn your heels out. So you might have to come down for that first. If you can do it while you're up, that's great. Now slowly, slowly, release your heels down. We're in a little bit of a pigeon-toed stance. So our toes aren't necessarily touching, but they could be, and that's okay. Breathe. Now we're going to rock back to our heels, and we're going to open those toes. I want you to spread your toes. Breathe, relax the upper body. Now I want you to lift those heels as we come up with those toes pointed out, and notice the challenge that that creates and how your body responds to that challenge. Turn your palms to the front. Spread your fingers wide. We are tall. Slowly releasing those heels back down. Rock back to the heels. Heel toe those feet in so they are hip width apart. We step to the top of the mat if you're not already there. And inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. And just relax the weight of the upper body down. Let your arms be heavy. Let your head be heavy. And we're going to rock back to our heels. And we're going to spread those toes. Now, we've done this before, right? So we're going to work to spread those toes. And now we're going to take our fingers, and we're going to place our fingers between each toe. So kind of like if you ever had a pedicure, that's what we're going for. So this might not feel fabulous. We're going to do that on each foot. So guys, as we put space between those toes, and we get those fingers in between those toes, all of a sudden, now tuck those fingers underneath and just relax the weight of the upper body. Now this might be super uncomfortable at first, and then your feet are going to slowly relax. We let the head relax and we focus on the breath, slow, steady breaths. Now we're going to keep those, now you might have the knees bent already. Otherwise, if those legs are long, great. Because we're going to bend those knees anyway, but we're going to shift our heels back, or the weight back into the heels, and we're going to keep those fingers between our toes, and we're going to slowly lower down. So the palms of the hands are just resting against the tops of our feet. Our fingers are tucked under our feet, and we're going to lower down to a nice flat back. Find your breath, shift your weight to those heels. We're not lifting the toes, but our weight is primarily in our heels. Shoulders are drawn back. Belly button is drawn up. As you exhale, slowly extend the legs as much or as little as feels right to you. Weight remains in our heels primarily. And we're going to do that once again. Draw that belly button in and up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Breathe. Nice flat back. And exhale, slowly release. Extend those legs. Relax the weight of the head. Now we're going to lift one hand and we're going to release those toes. Other, and release the toes. Relaxing the weight of the upper body. So you feel how those toes kind of are like, oh, that was nice. Yeah, it can be super great. Great for circulation in those feet. If anybody deals with bunions or just uncomfortableness throughout your feet, the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, yes, that can totally help. Let's roll it up one vertebra at a time. Pressing through the inside and outside of the ball of the foot, inside and outside of the heel of the foot. Big shoulder roll up and back. Shoulders slide down and away. Inhale, reach to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center. Bring your big toes to touch. So yes, those big toes are touching now. Feet just a little bit of a pigeon-toed stance. We're going to sink. Weight in our heels. We come into chair. Toes are going to lift. So by lifting those toes, activating the muscles through the tops of the feet, the shins, you might feel a little different stretch through the calves. Breathe. If you like, begin to shift your weight forward. Wait just a second before you lift those heels. Do you feel that as you shift your weight forward? Oh my goodness, this beautiful stretch through the calves. So if anybody is dealing with plantar fasciitis, guys, we want to get those calves good and stretched. Now shift your weight and lift the heels to balanced chair. Chest stays tall, core stays strong. Now slowly, slowly, don't shift your weight back, but release your heels to the mat. So now we're back to that great calf stretch. Core is strong. Now shift your weight back to your heels. Draw those knees back behind those toes. Lift your toes and rise. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhaling up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. We're going to release the knees to the mat. So keeping those toes tucked under, we're going to slowly begin to push those sit bones back. So keeping those toes tucked under, really nice stretch for the arches of our feet, for the calves. We come into a variation of child's pose with those toes tucked under us. Now, if you, for any reason,
have an aversion to having those toes tucked under you? Yes, then just take care of yourself. Just do as best you can, my friends. And we're going to slowly walk those hands up. We're going to keep those toes tucked under. And we're going to walk, walk, walk. Maybe bringing the hands to the tops of the thighs. So as we start to sit our bottom back onto those heels, yep, there's a good stretch going on for the toes and the arches of those feet. Breathe. Find the breath. Now slowly, slowly walk your hands back out. Extending those arms out towards the top of your mat. Now we're just going to lift those hips and extend the legs. Coming to our downward facing dog. Head heavy, face soft, and just gently alternate bending knees. So as we alternate bending those knees, this should be kind of an ah moment for those feet. Having those toes tucked under for a little bit of time, guys, can be a woo-wee stretch. So just taking care. As you exhale, let both heels sink. We inhale it to high plank. Crocodile down, toes or knees. Press it through, up dog. And exhale to down dog. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. Now this time, as we roll it back, I want you to roll to the tops of the feet. And I want you to stop where you feel a really good stretch. Through the tops of the feet, through the ankles. Now continue to press and rolling through to tuck those toes underneath. Beautiful. Inhale up to the balls of the feet. And as you exhale, swing your heels out, turn your toes in, and let your heels sink. Pigeon-toed stance with those feet. Oh, nice stretch through the outsides of the legs, through the outsides of the ankles, pressing that inside of the back of the heel of your foot towards the mat. Breathe. Now there's this natural tendency for the outside edge of the foot to gently press. We want to work through the inside of the foot at the same time. Inhale up to the balls of the feet. Spin those heels back towards one another and then let those heels sink. And we inhale it to high plank. Walking the hands back towards your feet. Just a step or two. Now bend your knees and lower down to hovering tabletop. Shoulders right over those fingertips. If you need to adjust, adjust. Core is strong. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, extend the legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. With those heels, if you can get them to the mat, can you lift your toes? If you can't quite lift those toes, guys, it's okay. It'll come. Press those heels down. Lift your sit bones high. We inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Exhale, extend those legs. Shift your weight back towards those heels. Can you get those heels down? If you can get those heels down, can you lift your toes? Breathe. And gently release the toes. Keeping those heels down as best you can. Just bend your knees a little bit. Nice stretch on the backs of the legs. Head's heavy. We inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Release your knees. Untuck the toes. And sit it back to child's pose. Just checking in. And as you're ready, walk your hands up. Come over onto one hip. Sweep your feet around and slide on down to the top of your mat. Legs are long. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, lengthen and hinge forward. We're going to draw those toes back. If you can find your toes, take a hold of them. If you can't quite find them, guys, if you have a strap or a towel, wrap that around the ball of your foot. And we're going to pull those toes back. Now, at the same time we're pulling those toes, we're going to lengthen through the crown of the head. So really working to get that length through the spine as opposed to that hollowness in the chest. So lengthening and reaching. So it's a little pelvic tilt here. So you are hinging from your hips as opposed to your waist. We use the strength of those arms to pull the toes back and to really lengthen through the crown of the head. What's going on with your body? So for me, I feel this great stretch in my hamstrings and my calves. I feel this wonderful release in that lower back. I'm feeling strength in my arms and in those lats. There's length, there's strength, there's flexibility, all rolled in here. We lengthen through the crown of the head. Now slowly, slowly begin to rise. Keep that length in the spine. Roll those shoulders back, and can you draw the base of your shoulder blades together? Breathe. Release it out. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your feet. Hands come down by your sides. We're going to sit up as tall as we can sit. Now, if you need to, if you really have a hard time sitting up nice and tall, because that is a challenge in and of itself, sit next to a wall. So place the wall behind your back so that you have a nice flat back and your legs just come out from the base of the wall. So we're working to create a 90-degree bend, upper and lower body, okay? So tight hamstrings, guys, that's challenging. And we're going to draw the toes back towards the shins. So find the wall, get the wall if you need to. If you are able to sit up nice and tall and create that flat back against the wall as though you were mimicking it, great. Breathe. Now point the right toes, flex the left. So what do you notice on the right leg versus the left leg? And switch. So getting to know your body, getting to know your limitations, the things that are challenging, the things that are easy, switch. Pointing and flexing. And acknowledging when things are hard, when things we just need to step out of, or the things that we need to spend more time doing. Flex your foot, point the other. Now we're going to pull both toes back, and we're going to make a big circle around with the ankles, point the toes, and then draw them back up. Are you still sitting up nice and tall? Point your toes, roll it around, flex the feet, and soften the feet. Beautiful job. Coming back, we are going to come to a butterfly pose. So you can remain against the wall if you like. Otherwise, you can come back out away from the wall. Again, we are going to work to hinge from the hips as opposed to the waist first. So as we hinge from the hips, I'll turn sideways again because I feel like that's a better view for you. So as we hinge from the hips, there's this length in the spine and a hinge forward, but the hinge forward may not be as far as you really want to go. Because as we lengthen through the crown of the head and we hinge from the hips, we are making it more challenging. I'm using my arms to pull, but I am lengthening through the crown of the head. I'm drawing my belly button in and up so I can feel strength in my lats. I can feel strength in my arms. I feel strength in my belly. I feel this great stretch in my hips and my lower back. Now we're going to bring those elbows out in front of the shins and just round forward. So now we are hinging from the waist. We are allowing that upper body to just be heavy and the head to be heavy. Both great stretches, but different. And notice the different intensities and the different things that are going on with the body. Now starting at your tailbone, slowly begin to roll it up. Stacking each vertebra to sit up nice and tall. Now we're going to take our hands and we're going to bring the palms of the hands against the tops of our feet. Our thumbs are going to come to the inside of the feet, right at the base of the feet. We're going to sit up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back and allowing those knees to open out to the side. Now coming to cobbler's pose, we're going to slowly begin to pull the feet open, outside edges of your feet, staying connected. And we're working to open the soles of the feet to the sky. Cobbler's pose, so this beautiful stretch to the outside of the ankles, this length in the spine, this rolling of the shoulders back. So it's interesting because you might find that your torso is longer than your arms, so it can be pretty challenging, or maybe you have longer arms than your torso. So all of these amazing poses, you guys, not only are they giving us the benefits of the flexibility, the balance, the strength, but we also learn about our own anatomy, and we are all built so differently that sometimes maybe you just need to giggle. I know I do all the time. I'm like, really? But we're made how we're made. And we're going to move how our body is willing to move and ready to move. And that journey is an amazing one, you guys, and it's all yours. Slowly release the soles of the feet to the mat, or together. And we're going to pull those feet out and away from us just a little bit. I want you to find some place for your hands to rest, and we're just going to hinge forward. Again, doesn't matter. You can go for that length in the spine, or you can round it over, whatever feels good to you. This is your choice of whatever feels good. Let your head be heavy. Maybe draw your chin towards your chest. You can do that even if you are hinging from the hips by drawing the chin towards the chest. Just make sure you keep that length. So be mindful of what you are doing, what stretch you want to do, and be sure that you are doing that correct form. You can do them both. You've got time. Now lengthen through the crown of the head. Slowly, let's roll it up. All the way up. And we close those knees. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. Feet are hip width apart. A little bit of core work, and you're going to keep connection of those feet. We're going to bring the hands behind the thighs. You can extend those arms out in front, or you can cross the arms out in front over your chest. So kind of levels of intensity. Supporting, a little counterweight, a little extra weight. So you can change it up as much as you want to. You can do one of each. You can mix it up as much as you'd like. We're going to glue the soles of the feet together. We're going to have a nice natural curve of our spine, and we're going to slowly lower ourselves down, keeping that belly button drawn in, keeping the soles of the feet connected to the earth. We're going to lower down as far as you like, but if you feel the soles of your feet start to pull off the mat, stop. And here we go, rise. So again, support if you need to for the lower back. That little counterweight can add intensity, but also give you a nice counterbalance to you going back. Or add that weight. Oh my goodness, that can be a really good thing. And rise, or a really bad thing. You gotta be the judge, and you've gotta listen to your body. Let's do that again. Are the soles of the feet still connected to the earth? Make sure that they are. Is that belly button being drawn in? Are you honoring where you should be? And rise. Let's do one more. Roll it back. Close your eyes. At that lowest point, hold. Draw that belly button in. Can you feel the soles of your feet against the earth? Can you feel the strength in your belly? And rise. Soles of the feet come together, release it forward, nice release for that lower back. Just let your hands come wherever it's comfortable for you. Feet can be out and away, or those feet can be nestled in nice and tight. We lengthen through the crown of the head and slowly rise. Arms extend out nice and long. Soles of the feet can remain together, or you can extend those legs, and we're just going to slowly, slowly roll it back. Working to get each vertebra to the mat at a time. Pulling those heels up towards your bottom, hands resting on your hips. Breathe. We slowly close the knees. Soles of the feet on the mat. We're going to pull the heels in towards the bottom. Hands come down by your sides, palms to the floor. We tuck the pelvis so that the small of the back presses into the mat. And we're going to press through our heels as we lift our hips towards the sky. Peeling our way up to bridge pose. So feeling each vertebra come off the mat individually as you come up to bridge pose. Now it's interesting in bridge pose, as we're squeezing our glutes, we're pressing through our heels. What's happening at the balls of the feet, the arches of the feet? I want you to press through the balls of your feet and the pads of your toes as evenly as possible, and see how that changes your bridge pose. Can you squeeze your buns any harder? Can you get those hips any higher? Now shift your weight to your heels, and can you lift your toes? Can you keep those buns high? Now placing both feet back to the mat, and we're going to shift our weight to the balls of our feet and lift our heels. Feels right to you? Walk your feet back just a smidge for a deeper stretch. Through the ankles, through the toes, through the arches of the feet. And slowly, bringing those heels back down. You might need to adjust those feet forward just a bit. Now, ever so slowly, starting at the base of your head, traveling down the spine, releasing each vertebra back to the mat individually. So your bottom is the very last to touch. Pulling the knees in towards the chest. Hands to the shins just below your knees. Gently rock side to side. And we come back to center, keeping those knees tucked in tight. Inhale it up. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Draw those knees in. If you like, you can interlace your fingers. You can take a hold of the forearms. Just however it feels good to you. Get those knees just as tightly against you as you can. Flex your feet. Point the toes. Flex the feet. Now reach down. Take a hold wherever you like along the legs, the outside edge of your feet, and work to extend those legs. Pulling those legs in towards your upper body. Now keeping those legs in nice and close, slowly release that upper body back down. Nice. Releasing the intensity with the arms, pulling those knees in towards your chest. Extending left leg out, right knee stays in, right arm extends out to a T, left hand to the outside of the right knee, and just gently pull your leg across your body. Just wringing out any tension or tightness that may have happened, that you might be holding on to. We just work to let it go. Turn your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes. So I hope this has been kind of a fun little experiment. I know that oftentimes we forget about our feet. Yeah, we just kind of take them for granted, if you will. Hopefully they've gotten some love today, and you'll feel that as you're out walking around. Slowly roll it back to center. Extending right leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg. Little external rotation through that hip. Reach it out and slowly lower your leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders against the earth best you can. Turn your gaze out over that left arm. So if you happen to have like a golf ball or a hard little rubber ball, a lacrosse ball, but the smaller the better, if you put that underneath your foot, you can be sitting watching TV, you can be working on the computer, you can be standing up, whatever you like. But putting that kind of underneath the arch of your foot and rolling it back and forth, side to side, massaging the base of your foot, your heel up by your toes. Amazing at getting rid of that tension at the base of your feet. Wonderful to help alleviate that plantar fasciitis. But again, those calf stretches, guys, making sure that we take care of those. Releasing that right hand, rolling back to center. Extend left leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg. Little external rotation through that hip. Reach out to the toes and slowly lower your leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Once again, pulling the knees in towards the chest, hands behind those thighs. Rock yourself up. And let's turn to face front. I hope that was fantastic. I hope your feet feel all the love, and hopefully there's a lot of less tension. It's kind of cool because I can actually feel it, that I don't have that going on with the toes and the arches of the feet. Let me know your feedback. Please subscribe and keep joining me back each and every day, if possible, as often as you can. Share with whomever you'd like. I just would love to help bring wellness and health to anybody and everybody that I can. Be well. Let's rest those hands. Bring the index finger to touch the thumb. Close your eyes and take big, deep breaths in and out through the nose. 3 big cleansing breaths. One more, my friends. Gently open the eyes, bring the hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. And my wish for you today is that it is a wonderful day in every way. Be well, take care, and until the next time, namaste.